yoga friends, I'm Sarah Mapes. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's flow is designed to ease pain in your lower back, your hips, and your shoulders. It's more than gentle, but it's certainly not power yoga. Let's talk about the props we're going to use for today's practice. I have a bolster, a block, a blanket, and a strap. You could use regular pillows from your house, maybe some books for a block. In lieu of a strap, you could use an old necktie or perhaps the belt off of a bathrobe, something soft. Let's get started. Lay down flat on your back and stretch your arms out long, elongating your spine, feeling into your body, noticing how it feels today. If there's any aches or pains, just observing them. Not necessarily changing anything, but noticing what's there. Hug your right knee in, feeling into your body. Take your knee across your body. Open your arms out in a T. Well, one arm out into a T, the other one's holding your knee, right? Take your gaze the opposite direction of your knee. Breathe into it. And then coming back, taking hold of the outside of your right foot and coming out into a half happy baby. Bringing your leg back down, straightening your right leg out on the mat, hugging your left knee into your chest. Then taking your left knee across your body. My props are too close. Taking your left arm out in the opposite direction and taking your gaze out over your left, looking out at your left fingertips. And then straightening your left leg out on your mat, hug your knees in. And start to rock across your spine, rock up to sitting. And then we're going to come onto all fours. So bringing your legs around behind you, placing your knees about hip width apart underneath your hips. And if you have any knee pain or if this is uncomfortable, please feel free to place a blanket or some extra padding underneath your knees. Your hands are underneath your shoulders, pressing firmly down into your mat. Inhale, lower your belly, lift your chest. Exhale, curve your back. Inhale, lower your belly, lift your chest. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, lower your belly, lift your chest. Exhale, round out your back. Coming back to a neutral spine. Shift your weight over into your right side. Leaning in, feeling into your hips. Coming back through center, taking your weight, shifting it out over into the left side. Feeling into your hips on that side. Coming back onto all fours, take your right leg out behind you and breathe. Bring your right knee back down to the mat. Take your left leg out behind you. 3 breaths on this side. And then bring your left knee back to the mat. Take your right leg out again and your left arm out in front of you. Take a couple of breaths here. And then bend your right knee and reach your left arm around, seeing if you can take hold of your foot. Feel the stretch in your back and your shoulders. And then releasing your knee, bringing it back down to the mat. Take a breath. And then take your left leg out behind you and your right arm out in front of you. Take a couple of breaths here. And then bend your left leg and bring your right arm around, seeing if you can catch your foot. Lifting up, feeling strong, feeling the stretch through your shoulders and your back. Bringing both knees back to the mat, and then you can either come back into a child's pose and take your arms out long in front of you, or you could stay with your bottom lifted up and stretching your arms out long in front of you, coming into puppy pose. Or melting heart. Keeping your arm extended long in front of you, take your left arm underneath, threading the needle. Take a couple of breaths here. Coming back, taking your left arm out long in front of you, taking your right arm underneath, threading the needle on the other side. And then coming back up onto all fours, take a breath here. Tuck your back toes under. Lift your pelvis up towards the sky, coming into our our first downward facing dog of the practice. In our downward facing dog, you might want to pedal out your legs, feeling into your body. Ground your palms down firmly into the mat. Index fingers are spread out, our index fingers are directly out in front of your hands, and your fingers are spread wide. And then try and move your bottom and your torso back towards your legs. And feel into this stretch. You'll feel this stretch from your hands all the way up your arms, through your torso, all the way down your legs. Your heels can be off the mat. It could be down. Wherever you're at today is a good place. Maybe you want to come up and down a bit. That might feel good. Look forward towards your hands and step your feet forward. Hang here. Take hold of opposite elbows. Maybe rock back and forth. Then roll up to standing. Okay, from here, take your arms up to the sky, feeling strong and tall, lengthening your spine. And then take hold of your left wrist, stretching out towards the right, feeling a good stretch in your left side body. Coming back through center, taking hold of your right wrist, and gently pulling it over towards the left side, feeling a good stretch in your right side body. And then coming back up to center, exhale your hands to heart center. Let's take a moment to stand in Tadasana, our mountain pose, grounding down firmly with our feet, spreading our toes wide, thinking about our positioning, our alignment, having a neutral pelvis. We're not tucking it under, we're not sticking it out, just neutral, comfortable. Think about lowering your shoulders, bringing your shoulder blades slightly closer together, and the crown of your head reaching up towards the sky. Take a breath here, thinking about your alignment, your weight evenly distributed through your feet. And then bending your knees, bringing your arms up in front of you, making sure that our knees stay out over the middle of our feet, coming into Utkatasana, upward chair pose. Take a few breaths here. This one's work. The translation from Sanskrit is fire pose. Are you feeling the burn? Come back up to standing. Take a breath. And then come back up, bending your knees, lifting your arms, and straighten your legs. Slowly bend your knees, coming back into this pose. We'll do this 2 more times. Straightening Bending your knees, coming back to Utkatasana, upward chair. Gently coming out. Last time, you've got this. Bending your knees, lifting your arms. Coming back to standing. Nice. Very nice. Okay. From here, we're going to do a forward fold. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Stopping about halfway down. Thinking about lengthening our spine. Reaching your arms out in front of you. It's not easy, but you can do it. And then on your next exhale, come all the way down into your forward fold. Maybe your hands touch the mat. Maybe they're on your shins. Maybe you take hold of the backs of your legs. Maybe you just opposite elbows and you hang. Listen to your body. Make it as gentle or as intense as you need it to be. And then placing your hands down on the mat. Taking your left leg back, left knee down to the mat. Bringing your left hand a little bit closer to your right foot. Take your right arm up to the sky in a twist. Breathe into it. Bringing your hands back down to your mat, tucking your back toes under. Take your right leg back to a downward facing dog. And step your feet to the outsides of your hands, coming into Malasana, our yogi squat. Pushing out on your knees with your elbows. Maybe rocking back from side to side, feeling the lengthening in your spine. Then make your way up to standing. Stepping your feet about hip width apart. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Bringing your right leg back, knee comes down. Taking your right hand closer to your left foot, lifting your left arm towards the sky, twisting towards the left, taking your gaze up towards your left fingers. Bringing both hands back to the mat, tucking under your back toes, bringing your left foot back to meet your right in a downward facing dog. Looking forward towards your hands, stepping your feet to the outsides of your hands, coming into Malasana, our yogi squat, lengthening your spine. Then making your way back up to a standing position. We're going to do a balancing posture. We're going to do eagle pose. So ground down firmly with your left foot, toes spreading wide, and then bend your knee and take your right leg across. This might be where you stop, and that's great. And then take your arms out to the side and take your left arm underneath your right and cross. So if this is where you're at, this is great. If you want to, you can double cross your legs and your arms and then lift your arms up so that they're directly in front of your face. Find something a little bit on the side for your drishti, your spot to gaze at. Unwind your arms and your legs. Give yourself a little bit of a shake if that feels good. And now ground down firmly with your right foot, spreading your right toes, bending your right knee, taking your left leg across. And if that's where you're stopping, that's great. And then if you want to, you can double cross, taking your arms out. Right arm comes underneath the left. And then if you're here, that's great. And if you want to, you can double cross and then take your arms up so that they're in front of your face. Find something on the side to gaze at that will help you keep your balance, your drishti. Find your drishti and breathe. And then unwrap, give yourself a bit of a shake. Take your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart, bringing your hands to heart center, bending your knees, coming back into Malasana, our yogi squat. Lengthening our spine. And then bringing your hands to your mat, sitting down on your bottom, bringing your legs out in front of you in Dandasana, sitting up nice and tall. Okay, here it comes. Navasana, boat pose. So you can bend your knees and maybe you just leave your feet on the mat. And if this is where you're at, this is a good place to be. And to work our abdominals, you're working them right here to hold yourself up. We can take our legs out like this. Maybe they're just an inch or two off. Maybe they come up a little bit higher. Maybe this is where you are. Maybe you take hold to the backs of your thighs. Maybe your arms are out here alongside your legs. Maybe you straighten one leg out and then the other leg out. Maybe you go back and forth. And then come down to your mat. We're going to rest a moment, take a breath. And come back into Navasana. So bringing your legs up to whatever Navasana is the right one for you today. Breathe. Think about lengthening your spine, sitting up tall. And coming back down to your mat. Take a resting breath. Do one more Navasana. Bringing your legs back up. And coming back down to your mat. Very nice. Okay. Come down flat on your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Take your legs straight up in front of you. And then slowly lower them. Don't let them come all the way down to the mat. Bring them back up. Slowly lower. Come back up. Slowly lower. Come back up. One more. You can do it. Slowly lower. Come back up. Bend your knees. Hug them into your chest. So often when we do abdominal work, we do crunches and we work our rectus abdominis, the long muscle that runs through our abdomen. But when we're talking about lower back pain, we need to work our obliques, the sideways motion. This will actually engage your obliques, but our obliques will help with posture and comfort in our lower back. Okay, coming back up to sitting. Bend your right knee, placing your right hand behind you. Bring the outside of your elbow to your right knee and twist towards the right. Take a little counter twist. Straighten out your right leg. Bend your left knee, placing your left foot flat on the mat. Bring your left hand behind you. The outside of your right elbow comes to the outside of your left knee. Twist towards the left. Every time you inhale, think about creating space. Every time you exhale, move into the space you just created. Come back, take a little counter twist. And then we're going to come back down to our mats. Take your block. Place it between your knees. We come into a rolling bridge. Slowly lift up. Lower back down to your mat. Lift up. Slowly lower down to your mat. Lift up. Slowly lower down. 2 more. Lift up. Slowly lower down. Lift up. Slowly lower down. Nice. that block out. Hug your knees into your chest. Maybe rock back and forth across your spine if that feels good. And then taking your arms out to the sides in a T or to cactus arms, depending on how much space you've got, what feels good to your body. You can take your knees and drop them over to the left side and take your gaze to the right, or you can cross your legs like eagle, and you could even double cross them and drop them over to your left side, taking your gaze to the right. Unfolding your legs, you can just take them over to the other side, or if you wrap them on that side, make sure you wrap them on this one. Take your gaze over to the left. Legs go right, gaze goes left. Unwrapping your legs, taking them into your chest one more time. Feeling your spine rocking back and forth across. Then take your legs out long in front of you for Shavasana. You could take your Shavasana in a traditional sense like this, or you could place a bolster underneath your legs. Take some of that pressure off your back. Your legs kind of fall into this loose Baddha Konasana place. It's a good thing. Take your arms out to the sides, palms facing up towards the ceiling. Close your eyes. Soften your forehead and your jaw. Relax your shoulders, your torso and your arms. Relax your legs and your feet. Just be in this moment. Gently start to bring feeling back into your fingers and your toes. Scooch off your bolster. Turn onto one side. Slowly make your way up to a sitting position. Taking your hands together at heart center. Feel grateful for your body, all of the wonderful things that it does for you, all the places it takes you. Namaste. If you like this practice, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you again on the mat soon. Thanks. Bye.